gonna be get up some Solomon Kane tonight. Tried to get to this the other night, but just so tired, fell asleep. Right now I'm gonna be cleaning up most of the pencils with some eraser. I'm using this netted one right now, or kneaded. This one works pretty good. There you go. You just got to keep cleaning it though. That's the only thing. It starts to particulate, yeah, like that. So, but it works really good. I got to get a new one pretty soon. Been watching the Tales from the Crypt tonight with the wife. That show's pretty good. They got all the seasons on Tubi right now. What's up, Willie? Just Willie now. How you doing, man? Just got done watching some of the watching some Tales from the Crypt. They got it on Tubi. Yeah. Oh man, sorry to hear about that, man. Yeah. I've been working on this page. I've been working on for another comic for a Western, just a 5-pager. My character is gonna go in another book. Yeah, man. Hopefully, yeah, no more Warden, huh? Yeah, I know how that is. Sometimes, man, it could be rough. Sometimes it's for the best, you know. Yeah, so we got this right here. I've also been listening to some Howard horror tales right now. So gearing up for Halloween. I think there's this one channel. It's got some pretty good audiobook for Howard. It's called Horror Babble, I think. Pretty good stuff. They have a 7-hour Howard horror audio stories audiobook. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think there's this one I listened to called Beneath the Current. It has this these two college professors in Ireland, and there's this cairn mound, and it's a bunch of stones stacked on top of each other. And yeah, it's pretty badass. It talks about Vikings and the Celts going to war with the Vikings, and it's a ghost story. It's really good. It's wow, this is great. I gotta get I gotta pick up the ghost stories from the HowardFoundation.com. They got a bunch of good shit on there. I think I'm gonna be hitting that up for Christmas. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Thanks for hitting the liking and the considering the subscribing. All right. Yeah, I've been saying it for a minute too. I got some Conan content I got to catch up on. I got to make it over to the comic book store. I didn't get down there this week. Just couldn't make it. I might go tomorrow. I got to pick up Dark Wolf. I missed Dark Wolf. I was going to review that. Those huts in The Last Jedi. Yeah, that movie's crazy, man. That was my favorite for a while. Till the prequels came out. I like the prequels more. Yeah. I like this prequels a lot. I like the pod race scene. The only thing, I mean, Jar Jar Binks is a fucking idiot, but the movie's pretty good, especially the end fight. I like Liam Neeson. He's great. But yeah, you know, it's like Keanu Reeves in you know, in Bram Stoker's Dracula. He kind of brings balance to the force, you know. He's grown young, you know. The weird thing is I'm just saying that, like, Keanu, he really didn't bother me that much in the movie, not too much. I remember as a kid just watching him, like, oh, that's Bill and Ted, you know, he's doing a little English accent, you know, and like everyone's like, oh, he sucked in that movie. I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to hate on his performance in this movie, right? Okay, I guess let's just get on the bandwagon and hate for him, you know. I don't know. I thought he did a pretty good job, man. He just, you know, thought he was all right. He's Jonathan Harker, kind of playing like a, what's the word, an ignorant banker, pretty much, selling some land. Yeah, 99.9% of the population will disagree with you. They didn't really like him in Dracula. It didn't really, you know, kill the movie for me that much. Like, especially if you watch it too young, you're like, But Nicholas Hoult did a good job in Nosferatu. I thought Nosferatu was awesome. But, oh, and I still got to watch that new Dracula movie by Luc Besson. That one's heavily inspired by that movie. That's why I was like, I don't know if I want to watch it or not. You know? So I really like Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's one of my favorite movies. So it's my top 3 with Conan and RoboCop. Freaking could watch those movies like over and over. I never get tired of them. Could literally like just put it on and go to sleep, having it playing in the background. Yeah, the French one. Yeah, the French one. Yeah, I like Dracula a lot, man. He's a fascinating character to me. So Dracula alone and then Vlad the Impaler, they're both very fascinating to me. Yeah, and I got a couple different pitches for Dracula, like comics and stuff. Totally different like characters too, you know. I have Dracula in my book Hell War. Yeah. It's actually a band. So like in comics, you're gonna get the universal monsters, like with Creature Commandos. You're gonna get what else are you gonna get? You're gonna get the Agents of Shade with DC. Marvel's got Creature Commandos. DC's got the fucking Agents of Shade. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll check it out. I'm eventually gonna check it out. I didn't like the guy like that they got for Dracula. I thought they got someone better, you know. It's not really, you know. The dude admitted to the role. I watched the interview like a year before it came out. Like he was in character the whole interview, doing the Transylvanian accent. Like, yeah, it was pretty good, you know. But for some reason during the movie trailers, like, we'll see though. I haven't heard that many good things about the movie, but I might like it. Who knows? But yeah. So you got Creature Commandos from Marvel. You got from DC. You got the Agents of Shade, and then a bunch of different like independent comics. They've also done their version of the Universal Monster Super Team, you know. And I think that all has to do with like the whole team up thing and making a team like that. I think that has to do with Abbott and Costello with the crossover, you know. And then I'm sure a multitude of different people at the same time are like, imagine them on a team where you know they fight together. Maybe they fight other monsters, you know. So I think everybody in the zeitgeist, maybe back in the day, we're all thinking the same thing, you know. Yeah. Let's see here. How you doing, man? Lead it. How many hours do you draw? I usually draw 1 to 2 hours, and then I'll start with the little stick figure like that on a pencil, and then I'll transfer. Then I'll start over on the Bristol board, this with pencils. Then I'll go to inks. And then right now I'm erasing some of the inks, and I'm going to come in and add more inks and maybe a little more effects. So I'll probably milk it out over like 16 hours, depending on how long it takes. You know, if I was, but right here I'm chilling. I'm not in a hurry. If I was in a hurry or I wasn't talking and I was just fully concentrating, I could probably get it done in like 10 hours, maybe 8 hours. Either way, I'm slow. But to me, this is like a decompression, chilling draw stream. But with all that being said, man, I had made up my own universal kind of like original not Universal, but like the original monsters. And I made my own team up. I wanted to make a team. You know what I'm saying? I did my thing too. Yeah, Christopher Lee's the GOAT. He's the best. For me, it's Christopher Lee and Oldman. Those are my two favorites, Because when I was young, I grew up watching Christopher Lee, Dracula's Risen from the Grave. I like putting those on. My dad was a big fan of Christopher Lee. I just like the Hammer movies. Now I'm going back and watching a lot of the Hammer movies I've never seen. There's so many of them. He's just like an uber badass in real life too. He's literally James Bond. His cousin was like Fleming, the creator of Bond. He kind of based some stuff off of Lee, from my understanding, because Lee was a spy in the World War II, allegedly, and he's a metalhead. But yeah, I made my own team up for Creature of the Black Lagoon. I made my own monster team up, man, and they're actually they're a metal band. Made them into a fucking metal band, dude. But I didn't make a comic of them yet. But I introduced them in Hell War. They play after Hell War. Hell War opens up for them. And Hell War goes down to the bar. He picks up a beer, and the bartender's Rasputin. So I don't have the whiskey a go-go. I got Raspi a go-go. It's owned by Rasputin from Russia. I have him in my story, but he's just a bartender, kind of just because my whole universe is shared. But the band is called. I came up with the name for the band in the comic, And there's an indie book too. Another a ton of indie books have done that. They've done the whole creature team up, So it's a genre unto itself. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll do mine too. Why not? It's fun. So yeah, I'll make him a team. I'll make him like a death metal band, and you could do all kinds of stuff with it. And then when I do stories, I'll try to be real creative with it. Try not to step on any toes and design them a little different. So my team, you got Dracula, and his name is well, I probably won't say the names yet, but he is Dracula. I got Dracula. I got the creature from Shelley's novel. I got Dr. Jekyll. I got Mr. Hyde. He's in there. Who else is in there? I got a Murk. I got a Shark Man. I got a werewolf. Thing is, though, I would make up the characters and then the names. If I say the names, someone might take it. Some of the names I had thought up have already been taken, so I'm not going to say any name. But the band is called the Nightlight Corps. But when it's spelled, it's Nightlight Corpse. Corpse, because it's Corps. It's like a Marine Corps. That's the name of the band, Nightlight Corps. CORPS. I thought that was cool. They're corpses. Kind of cheesy but fun. Yeah, Tom Cruise with the Mummy and Russell Crowe. I thought that would have been fun a little bit though with Russell Crowe. Thought he was pretty good. I like his little switch between Cockney accent to sophisticated, ish. But I figured I'd do like a one shot with them someday. That'd be pretty fun. I'd have to go back and kind of retool some stuff though. And you don't want to say the names of too much of your stuff, because if you do that, then someone might swoop it or say that's a pretty much, it's a genre unto itself though, so I can't. But the names I'll probably hold off on. But the whole name of the band name, yeah, it's Nightlight Corps. Yeah, Jekyll. I got Jekyll. He's pretty much in my story. Jekyll and Hyde, they became like one character. Pretty much Hyde took over, and he's just basically, it's both of them. They're both together at the same time. He's got the full body. He's like the Hulk of the group, you know? Yeah. Oh, and I got the Mummy in there too. The Mummy. My Mummy is actually King Tut, and he's like 18 years old, so he's really young. He's a keyboard player. Hyde plays the drums. Drax a singer. I think the werewolf plays rhythm guitar. Creature plays bass, and I think Shark plays lead guitar. Yeah, he's kind of smart. But I designed these characters like 10 years ago, you know. I really like the way that Dracula came out, because I went off of like the novel look. So he's got a big white Fu Man, he's got a big white handlebar mustache, spiky white hair, you know. I kind of made him like a fashion dude. It's funny. It's like, oh man, I wanted to keep messing with it. I really like the way Tut came out though, dude. Tut, the Mummy I designed, it came out really good. I don't even want to talk about it too much, because they're in Hell War. They're in one scene. They're playing on stage in the background, and you could see their costumes and shit. But the colors, and they're actually designed the costumes with the colors and everything. Yeah, but I did that like 2000, a long time ago, at least 2012. So I'm thinking 2012, dude. Maybe earlier. I remember drawing them. Their anatomy's all fucked up, but horrible drawings. But the concepts are sound, you know. Yeah, Del Toro's Wolfman's my favorite, dude. The Wolfman that I have in this one, he's an Indian, a Native American. The one on my team, straight up, full stop Native American, you know. And the name I gave him, it's already been taken, so I have to get him a new name. But I really wanted to do lean on the Skinwalker thing, you know, because I don't think the Native American werewolf has been done too much, you know. So I'm going full force with that, dude, you know. If I had the book right here, I would show you guys some of it. Well, probably not, because I wouldn't want to show the names off. Yeah, I want to keep the names, you know. So when it comes down to things that are like the same genre, it comes down to these little tiny details that kind of separate each other, you know. Because everything's very similar. Put a horror spin on the crime yarn. Yeah, I thought it would be kind of fun, you know, like a you know, a heavy metal monster group, you know. Like Hell War gets done playing, and then he goes and buys a drink after, you know, and he's like, "Who the fuck are these guys?" He's telling Rasputin, the bartender, he's like, "Oh, that's the Nightlight Corps. They're, you know," he's like, "What's their gig?" He's like, "You know, classic monsters." He's like, "Rumor has it they're the real deal." He's like, "Oh, okay, cool. Well, anyways, you know, I'm on my last mission. One more bounty, and then I'm free from Hell Nora, you know." I kind of just put them in the background like that. Elemental dog spirit possesses my hero's dog. Yeah, right. But yeah, that's just one of the Dracula stories I have. I had another one too. Another medieval story I wanted to do off of some things that I found, and a lot. I'm surprised that I haven't seen anything in media of anybody to do it. Kelly Jones and Matt Wagner, they jumped on an idea that I had where they actually, because in the book Bram Stoker's Dracula, it talks about how Dracula goes to the school of, where Satan teaches him how to, the school of the Skullomance. He teaches him how to use the dark arts and all that, you know. And nobody jumped on it. I was going to do something with that. But Kelly Jones and that's the main thing for the first book that Kelly Jones and Matt Wagner did. But I was gonna do it a little different too. I was gonna do it more like a little younger. I was gonna make that one more of like a little different. Again, I shouldn't be talking. I might give people ideas. Let's see here. Grows 3 times the size. Kills the baddie. That's pretty cool. Oh, you put a horror spin on the crime yarn you're doing. So are you writing a book, dude, or are you making a comic, or what are you doing, Willie? What are you working on, man? Without spoiling too much. If you want to talk about it. Oh, short story, cool. That's cool, man. Steven's October. Yep, up drawing, man. Thanks for stopping by. Drawing some Solomon Kane right now. Just kind of cleaning up a little bit of the inks. Figuring out what I want to do next with it. Just watching Tales from the Crypt right now. They're all on Tubi. All on Tubi. The first episode is pretty crazy. You got the William Sadler. He's taking people out, you know, with electricity. His version of justice, kind of pretty wild. All right, let me use that. There's so many of these. Let's try this one out. Yeah, right. It is an awesome series. You working traditional? Oh yeah, man, me too. We got to nowadays, especially with all the AI. Let's see, William. Indigenous folklore meets modern crime syndicate. Oh, that's cool. Very nice. Yeah, I wanted to do a crime story too with a corner. I've talked about it before a little bit. I might do it. I don't think anybody's going to do it. You never know, though. You don't want to talk about your stuff too much, because somebody might even take your idea and they might not even remember where they heard it. You know, they might not do it on purpose. So, a lot of people will, but sometimes you just might hear something and then, oh shit, think you thought of it and you actually might have heard somebody else talking about it. So I try not to talk about too much stuff that I have working on. Until it's kind of done. A lot of shit will never get made, but still, you know. Let's see here. See, is that the guy that ends up in the electric chair? Yeah, that's the one. Just dropped my second volume a couple of weeks ago. Oh, really? That's awesome. Writing is so much easier now. Modern technology. Oh, yeah? Well, that's cool. Are you, what type of book did you drop, man? Was it a graphic novel? Or is it a, Hey, what's up? What's up, Dave? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, it's late night over here. It's like 11:45, something like that. Just prose on your phone? Yeah, I write everything on my phone too. Pretty much. I use notes, and I also use Google. What is it? Google. I forgot the name of it. Google Docs. Tons of stuff on there. Hey, how's it going? Asian name. Sorry, I don't know. What? Yeah. It's just fast on the phone, dude. I could text up a lot of stuff on the phone real fast. Real quick, you know. Sitting there typing up a prose. Oh, you drop your manga? Okay. Nice. Awesome. Hey, what's up, Tank? How you doing, brother? I saw you were doing that 24-hour comic, man. That's wild, brother. You must have been kind of tired after that. Yeah. Yeah, Gemini. Yeah, Gemini is awesome. What's up, Black? How you doing? Just inking up this Solomon Kane piece right here. Then I'm probably going to start doing a Conan piece after this one. Got to come up with a cool concept. I'm actually probably just going to do something from one of the books. That's what I want to do. If not, this will probably be the last concept I come up with, and then after that I'm going to start drawing parts of the book. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool about your manga, Sevens. I want to do a bunch of like Halloween books. There's kind of this one I've been kicking around, kind of PG-13, scary kind of, but action horror kind of comic or not manga, comic, graphic novel. It's Halloween themed. Me and my son were coming up with some stuff for it. Like, damn, I got to work on that too. Dropping the third one next month. Awesome. Let's see, Tank, I finished the challenge at the turd, but it's a complete turd. Yeah, that's what's up, dude. That's cool that you did that. That's an achievement, man. Mad props, dude. Let's see, how's the 24-hour comic going? Let's see the result. Stevens, 7's October. I'm dropping the third next month. Tank, I've been telling the tabletop game nerds about genuine comics. Hell yeah, that's what's up. I was watching a documentary the night before last on the art of Dungeons and Dragons. It's on Prime right now, guys. Go check it out. It's free if you guys haven't seen it already. Tank Ferret. Okay, yeah, cool. Willie, and got my archery range set up today. Excellent. Yeah, they have some archery. They have an archery range by my house we're supposed to go do, and an axe throwing one too. Let's see. He did a 24-hour stream, I think, man. That's what I heard. That's freaking awesome, dude. Yeah, I'm working on that little story for the Crisis on Independent Earths. That's going to be pretty fun too. So far, there's 30 creators on that. I'm looking forward to that, man. I got one page down. I got 4 more to go, and then I got to letter it. I plan on getting the whole thing done in a month. Hopefully, if everything goes to plan. Let's see. Tank, my printed post on X has the book. Just one error though. I left out a word bubble. That's part of it, but didn't make it into the final PNG format. I did it. 26-hour stream featuring the 24-hour challenge. That's awesome. Let's see. Sevens. I like the horror comic series. That would be a great way to exercise storytelling. Yeah, right. Genuine. Why would you even do that? Sevens. Digging the inks, man. Oh, thanks, Sevens. I appreciate that. Tank. I'm exploring the time lapse of the pages. Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah, I would do that. That would be a good way to fast too. You know, you could do like a fast and just kind of drink water and tea and draw like a comic or just do something with art. Then your mind would start kicking, you know what I mean? Kicking into gear. You start going into that primal state. You know how it is when you fast, your ears start sticking up, you know, and your eyes start focusing. It's not autophagy though. Autophagy got to be 3 days. But if you did a 3-hour stream, bro, get a bunch of people to like fast with you. That's what I was telling my homie. I was like, I want to do a 3-day fast sometime this year. He's like, let me know, bro. That way I can like, you know, check in on you. And he's like, I'll do it too. You know, I can fuck with you. I'm like, yep, I'll see what's up, homie. So I might do that. What's up, Holmes? As in Sherlock? Holmes. Let's see here. Tank. I had to break from my BS and get something done, Dave. Willie, the skeleton in the tree looks like he's hanging shit on Solomon. Yeah, right. Tank. Plus the challenge of it all. It was a mountain. And mountains are meant to be climbed. Willie, he's like flipping him off, right? Batt, this is looking great. Thanks, man. Actually, well, I don't want to spoil it. If you guys go read The Skulls and the Stars, it's the first Solomon Kane story. This guy in the tree has something to do with the story. So I wanted to put him up in there. He's a little Easter egg. Kind of, sort of. Yeah. Yeah, I might try to watch another Tales from the Crypt tonight, though. I want to get another one in. There's a lot of seasons, man. I want to watch them all. Like Pokemon. I guess Star Wars, or not Star Wars, X-Files, they're going to put out the old movie, I believe, or something like that. The one with Billy Connolly in it. I never watched it back in the day. I want to check it out. But it's like the director's cut. And I think they're making the reboot series with Jordan Peele, and it's going to have Mulder and Scully in it too. That's what Chris Carter was saying. But then they're also going to do another continuation of the old show on top of that, which is kind of confusing, but not really. It's just more of an expanded X-Files universe, which I think is better that way. I don't want to reboot, just make it expand it, you know. I'd rather have new agents come in, and then you can still have Mulder and Scully kind of just have them make them like free agents or something like that. That dude went to high school with my father. He's actually from my town, Chris Carter. He's from Bellflower, California. It's a weird town I live in too. It's an old town, old ass town in Southern California. You guys Google it. But it's got that old town kind of feel to it as well. Some people have horses and goats and stuff, big houses. And I think there's more churches in this town than any town in the world per capita or some shit. You can go down every street, and there's like 3 churches. Let's see here. Flipping them off. It's the best of Billy Connolly, says Willie. Omer Glitch, what's up, brother? Thanks for stopping by, homie. Yes, the Next Generation story would be okay. Yeah, like just kind of tie it in, you know, and it could still. And I never even watched all of the X-Files. We were watching them, and then I think they took them off or some shit. So I always try to do these like things where we start watching stuff, and then they take it off the streaming service, you know. Gets kind of annoying. Yeah. You got them on DVD. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. Awesome. Yeah, we were waiting forever to get there was a time when I was going to buy the not the X-Files, but Tales from the Crypt. I was going to buy that shit on DVD. I wanted all of them, but I couldn't find them. And then I think they came out on DVD, and I was like, I don't collect DVDs no more. And then they didn't have them on any streaming services. And now it's just straight free on Tubi. I'm like, hell yeah. Things always work a way out, you know? It's just crazy seeing all the talent on there, too. Like, Robert Zemeckis is like the big showrunner, and then you got Richard Donner on there. Joe Silver, that big producer that did, like, Predator and all that. Directing, you know? That's just in the first 2 episodes, or 3 episodes. And I know there's more. Got Arnold Schwarzenegger running around in there. Arnold. I love Tubi. It's pretty cool. See, went to the movies. Just OG Tales with Stephen King. Oh, that's cool. I got a new Conan toy. It's pretty badass. From the Frazetta website. Right here. Came with that. What I like about it too is it opens up. You can just open it up. Like, it's got the back right here. And it's He-Man style. I want to get Death Dealer and John Carter. I'm going to get Death Dealer next. But it opens up like that. You just pop it open. Like that. And then you can just take everything out. And then close it back up. Like that. And reseal it. For the most part. So you can always like have it pretty much on display if you just kind of take care of it. I'm like, this is the first toy I've ever seen do that. So like, you know, my son's got a bunch of He-Man, and I got my Conan. We can set up little. Yeah, he's got a battle axe, a sword, and a shield too. Yeah. So we were throwing down. We were having like. I also got like some He-Man Stranger Things crossover. So there's like a barbarian Demogorgon. He literally has like a He-Man body with a Demogorgon head and like a big fire like bow stick. Like it's pretty cool. And then Vecna, they have barbarian Vecna. He's got these big like spider back, kind of like Webster. If you guys know about the Webster character. And then it also came with a Skeletor, so we were having little battles. And his birthday's coming up, so he's gonna be getting some more He-Man, some Battle Cat, some Beastman. He's pretty pumped up for that. Yeah, Stephen King's Creepshow is awesome too, man. The movie's badass, dude. I like Creepshow a lot. I like both of them, to be honest. Yeah. And my axe. They called it a mine. Yeah, but that Dungeons and Dragons, the Art of Dungeons and Dragons, for all my artists out there, it's on. Dude, there's a lot of documentaries about comics on Prime. Sheesh, they got a nice one about 200 or 2000 AD on there. They got one about Jack Kirby making maps, dude. In World War II. That one was pretty cool. I haven't finished it all, though. But the Dungeons and Dragons one's really good, too. They got that one on there. Now, they have like 3 of them. They have the Image one on there, too, about Image Comics. That one was fun. All on Prime right now. Sorry, that's the one I meant. Creepshow. Yep. Actually, my buddy, man, one of my old friends, my old boss, actually, homie, I haven't talked to him in a while, but he gave me the Bernie Wrightson comic, the graphic novel that went with it, and it's from back in the day too. He saved it since he was a kid. Because he's a little older than me. Like, thanks, brother. I was at this place called Book Off. I don't know if you guys have Book Offs where you're from, but they're like, it's like a store that sells like used books and comics and toys and what else they have? Video game systems, video games, all kinds of shit, Blu-rays, DVDs. It's a pretty cool store. They have it at the mall. They're supposed to be chopping up some of the mall and building crazy like condos inside the mall where I'm at. I live we're next to my house. It's one of the oldest malls in the world. But they're going to do it. All the malls are getting kind of remade and repurposed now in Southern California. But yeah, they got this store called Book Off, and it's some crazy stuff in there. I was there today, looking at a bunch of graphic novels, but they had some of the eerie books in there, like the archive ones. Yeah, they had the first one in there used for like $30, and then they had a few of the Swamp Thing by Alan Moore. I wanted to pick those up. Lots of good stuff there. Yeah, I know. Love Swampy too, man. I was watching the cartoon. They have the cartoon on Tubi. Everything's on Tubi right now. They have the song that song Wild Thing. They use that kind of like a riff on that for the theme song. It's a totally 80s or 80s or Saturday morning cartoon, like 90s 80s style. And a lot of the voices are like the people that did the X-Men cartoon, doing like Antoine Arcane's voice. But it's fun to watch, like if it's for like with the kid. The kid started liking it when we put it on, but then tried to watch it again and he's like, yeah, I don't want to watch that shit. Like, all right. Whatever, bro. Yeah. You ain't gotta watch it. I'll just watch it by myself. It kind of has that toxic Crusaders thing. It's funny because like I was raised on Toxic Crusaders. I loved Toxic Crusaders and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and yeah, like I didn't even know about. Obviously, I remember seeing like one little scene of Toxic Avenger. This is when they're like pretty much beating the nerd up that turns into Toxie, and he's wearing like the little tutu, and he's in the gym, and they're pushing him around, I think, and that was it. Like some adult came in and turned it off, and I was like, oh damn, they actually have a movie of this. So I always knew there was a movie, but I never seen it. I was like, oh well, and I liked the characters from the cartoon. But anyways, the Swamp Thing cartoon, it's kind of like that. Mutants were really big in the 90s, See, Willie, they did get Swampy's nose right in the Amazon series. Amazon, what's the Dinklage one like? Oh yeah. Let's see the Amazon series. I don't think I saw that. I don't think I've seen that one. I haven't seen the Dinklage one yet. I was kind of on the fence about that. I'll get around to it one day. I guess Dinklage isn't even in the movie, or he doesn't play the Toxie part. I guess there's like a little lady that does it. She does the whole, she does all of that. He just does the human version. He's like, I'm not trying to sit in a chair and wear makeup. Dwarfs don't wear makeup. It's like, oh, okay, all right, bro. No makeup. Gotcha. Awesome. Let's see here. Is that one? Test some of this out. Amazon Swampy. Did you see the one on I like that one. I mean, that was the WB. That was the one that actually was a DC Direct. DC had their own streaming service. I think that's the one you're talking about, right? I really like that one. The one season. They canceled it because it was too expensive. And then they had the Floronic Man, like in the last episode. I think they really did a good job with that. Like the body horror and stuff. That was pretty cool. So now we're gonna add a little smoke to this Maniac ghost. Thanks, Macau. Auto Vlog, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, it could have been better. Yeah. Always. It could always be better, right? But compared to like the two old movies, I liked it a lot, man. I like the voice. The look was great. Definitely had the horror vibes, Yeah. Definitely could have made a movie. They were supposed to make a movie. James Mangold wanted to do it. But we gotta give Clayface. They gotta make Clayface. Fuck making Lobo and Demon and Constantine and Jonah Hex and Swamp Thing. We gotta have that fucking Clayface movie, So I don't know, man. Gunn is goofy as fuck. That is a goofy motherfucker. This is baggy ass costumes. With his fucking Worse than WB costumes, man. WB has better costumes than his characters in his movies on he's done so far. Yeah, and he put Momoa in a fucking suit, bro. He put him in a muscle suit to thicken him up. Like, he doesn't need to be thickened up, bro. Can't stand Gunn, man. Cannot stand that guy. Lanterns? I'm good, bro. I'll pass on that grass. Yeah. It might be good, but I'm not even going to watch it. I don't know. I know the premise. It's more like a cop procedural, or it's going to be that or something like that. It's what like Grant Morrison and Liam Sharp were doing for a few years back. I think they're leaning into that a little bit. I don't know, man. I wish they would get somebody else in there or bring back Snyder. Either way. Because the Snyder shit's already, you even love it or hate it, it's already kind of established. They just got to kind of bring it back. Make another Flash movie or some bullshit. Have them go back and reset the time clock or do some shit. Have Dr. Fate come in. Because they exist in like some of the... He kind of just cherry picked what he wanted in his universe and what he didn't, right? Because then the Justice League pop up and Task, or that one of the shows, the one with John Cena, I forgot his name, Peacemaker. Yeah, Peacemaker exists, and that's a Suicide Squad movie, and that Suicide Squad has Margot Robbie, and then Margot Robbie's she's in the the Suicide Squad. So he just cherry picked what he wanted. Stupid. Yeah. Yeah, no, I heard. Yeah, Lanterns is out. I think people are saying it's pretty good. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm just not into the gun stuff, bro. Never, I think he. I don't know, man. It's kind of over it. He's good for like trauma and horror. That's where he shines. You know what I mean? That's where he started. He started with, have him do the fucking Toxic Avenger movie. And the thing is, if he's gonna do horror, do it good, bro. Maybe even his horror style might even be a little dated. Like he wrote Snyder's reboot of Dawn of the Dead. That was James Gunn that wrote that. I think the Guardians movies are okay, but they're that whole formula is kind of dated, bro. Like the awkward humor shit. A lot of the stuff that kind of was spawned in the first, I don't know, probably even more so the second Avengers movie. That witty, annoying, just like, no. Witty Whedon. And even the first Avengers movie, Whedon didn't even go full Whedon in that. He did a good job. That first Avengers movie is, fuck, that shit's awesome, dude. I always forget about it. That one. You ask what favorite Marvel movie I have. Usually it's like Winter Soldier for like the newer ones. That one and the first Phase movies. I like those. But that first Avengers movie is solid, man. That is really good. Just seeing that whole team, that classic team everybody loves. Yeah, I think Lanterns is out this week. Yeah, that's up there, man. For my favorite Marvel movie, that might be it. It might be the first Avengers. It's pretty cool movie. I think they're going to lean hard into X-Men now. Allegedly, Cavill's he's negotiating a role. I think he's going to play Wolverine. I think they're going to get him for Wolverine. It's kind of obvious, I think that's what they're going to do, maybe. I think they're going to probably have maybe even 2 Wolverines, bro. You know what I mean? Like they got the 2 Spider-Man. They got a bunch of Spider-Man, like Nicolas Cage, and it's just a big IP. So I wouldn't be surprised if you got Hugh Jackman doing a bunch of like dick and fart humor with Ryan Reynolds doing some Deadpool Wolverine movies, maybe even some more just different spin-offs of Wolverine, and then you have Cavill as the Marvel, the new Wolverine, you know? Because he's already did the Cavalrine, right? He's already done that, and then a lot of people were like, "Oh, he's gonna play Magneto. He signed on him." You know, I don't think he's gonna play Magneto, man. He might, but I just don't see him. He's not like he's more of a hands-on type of action character, and then a lot of people say Mr. Sinister is Adam Driver. Mr. Sinister is gonna be played by Adam Driver. That's the new news that dropped a few days ago. He's gonna be the main villain in the new X-Men reboot. Which should be cool. He's a good pick. But yeah, a lot of people are like, "Oh, he's gonna be Magneto." Like, why would he be Magneto when he already played Cavalrine? You know, they're pretty much telling you, they're like soft telling you that. So I think there just might be two Wolverines out there. Hugh Jackman might be making some of his own Wolverine movies, and you know, just like they do with Batman, just like they do with fucking Spider-Man, you're probably gonna have a couple actors playing it. I don't see him trying out for Captain Britain. I don't see him going for Magneto. You know, that would be weird. You know, I would be like, wow. I just don't see him signing up to play Magneto for like 5 movies. You know, he might though. Thing is, you kind of need to have a really good villain for him to be kind of popping up and hanging out, you know? It's got to be like Loki. Do you know what I mean? Loki's pretty awesome. I haven't even watched the Loki show yet, and I just think he's a cool villain. Or you got to have someone like Vincent D'Onofrio's, you know, Fisk. You know, for those first 3 seasons, he was really good. But we kind of got that already with Fassbender, you know, with a bunch of Magneto, you know. Yeah, I just don't see. You might though. To me, he's just more of like an action guy, you know. My kid watches Enola Holmes, where he played Sherlock Holmes in there, you know. But every now and then he throws a couple punches, but he don't really do much. He don't really do shit in there too much. So I don't know. Maybe they are thinking Magneto. A lot of other people too were thinking Lee Pace, Elrond's dad from The Hobbit. Not Elrond's dad, Legolas's dad. Sorry. I think he would be a good Magneto, for sure. Yeah. But they're really leaning into that OG team too. I thought Beast was supposed to be in it, but they didn't cast him yet or something. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, standalone Mace Windu. D'Onofrio was awesome as Kingpin. Yeah, he was awesome as Robert E. Howard also. He's great in everything. He even played Thor in one movie too, in this movie called Adventures in Babysitting. That dude was pretty. Yeah, he was in shape, probably the best shape of his life in that role. He had some long blonde hair and a hammer. Like that, it's Thor. It's cool. Yeah, I don't know, man. The way I see right now is like you kind of. I hate to say it. I hate to be like a dumb idiot, but kind of, you know, you got to kind of have the guys live. You can't kill Iron Man. You can't kill these guys off. You know, you got to bring them back. You know, kill off people. Kill off Aunt May. You know, kill off Pepper. That's how you could kind of, you know. But the main ones, you want to kind of keep them around, you know. Sucks. Make Doctor Doom. It doesn't have to be Tony, you know. Or a different universe of Tony. It's like, even if they show him and he looks like Tony Stark, like if he looks like Robert Downey Jr., right? He has to look like, if he looks like Robert Downey Jr., everybody's going to know that he's a different universe of Tony Stark. So if they show Victor without his burnt face, like if they show him before the accident of when they went to space with the Fantastic Four in this universe, he needs to have like a fake nose on or something like that to where he doesn't look like that. You know what I mean? Because then everyone in the MCU is going to know that, oh, that's just the evil version of Tony from another, which is probably what it's going to be. But if they really want to keep it gangster, which they'll never do this, hire another actor to play Tony Stark, get like Tom Cruise or something. I don't know. And just have Robert Downey Jr. straight up be doomed from this juncture. Like, yeah, you'll never play Tony Stark again. It's going to go to Tom Cruise, or maybe they'll get a younger actor. They'll just pull a new Tony from another dimension that's similar, a younger one. That's how you can kind of splain your way out of it, and just have Downey Jr. play Doom. And at this point, you don't really have to see him in the origin because his face is all burned up and shit. So, yeah, just have, that's how you do it, man. You just kind of kill off the buddies, because half the characters in there, they got like girlfriends and stuff from the comics that have pretty big arcs where you can just kind of kill them off and stuff. You figure, how many movies are they going to make before we die? Like in our lifetime, you're probably going to get like at the most 10 movies out of each character before you die, So it's like, that's a long time, but it's not that long when you think about it, compared to like TV, like look at Daredevil. How many hours of that is there? The movies are never going to get that many hours. Never. So yeah, you don't really want to kill off the characters, man. It's not good for business. And if you do, you got to bring them back. Everyone knows they're going to come back anyway, but they didn't bring them back, dude. They did not bring them back. It's been like, what? How many years has it been? Like 6 years, 7 years, something like that. I haven't been keeping track, but since they killed Tony Stark, it's been a long time. Could have rebooted shit. They really fucked up too. Really fucked up. They just kind of made a bunch of like fucking Z-list characters, man. It's like, what the fuck? I thought Moon Knight was pretty cool though. They should do something with him. I think they're gonna lean a little bit more into the horror too. See, that'll free RD up for Sherlock 3. Yeah, you know what? Those movies were okay. I didn't love them, but I thought they were okay. And with all things, said, I still want that third one. I need closure, It's like I want that third Arnold movie. I'd rather have a reboot of Conan, but at the same time I want that closure in that trilogy, Just one more movie. I don't want any more after that. No more milking. Just give us that Phoenix on the Swords, Scarlet Citadel, Hour of the Dragon mishmash, and be done with it, Then reboot it, take it to HBO, hire up a Jacob Elordi or Henry Cavill, play a Conan, and be good to go. I'd bring in like Momoa for Cole. Momoa would be a good Cole too. Yeah. Man, we all want King Conan, right? Tank, gotta bounce. Back to Workland. Smash the like button and stay magnificent, everyone. You too, brother. Good luck on that massive epic stream, dude. Everybody go check out. I'm sure you got some of it, saved it right on your channel. YouTube's crazy, man. Like I tried to leave a comment on somebody's channel today, and it wouldn't let me post it. So I kept going in there and editing the comment. And I think because I said the word Amazon, it wouldn't let me post it. So I went in there and took the word Amazon out. And I was checking to see if the channel was deleting my comment. I was like, is this guy deleting my comment? Motherfucker better not be deleting my comment. I'm like dropping some tea right here, and but nope, it was Amazon, or it was YouTube. I think they got mad because I said the word Amazon. So I was doing some weird shit, man. come to do no good. You guys ever seen Leprechaun in the Hood with Warwick Davis and Ice-T? If you guys haven't seen it, I don't know what you're missing. That is the funniest. That was one of the funniest horror movies I've ever seen. It's up there with like Young Frankenstein. You know, if you know what I'm talking about, you'd agree. But some of you would probably be like, "What are you talking about, Leprechaun in the Hood?" Stupid. No, it's hilarious. He even raps in there. It's all like 90s like gangster Leprechaun in the Hood. Lep in the Hood, come to do no good. That's what he says. He starts rapping. He starts smoking chronic in the bathroom, I think. With like Ice-T. And then was Ice-T? Yeah, Ice-T. He like bites his finger off. It's so stupid. Oh man, it's so dumb. And he has like a gold chain. He has a gold chain in that movie, the Leprechaun. And when you put the gold chain on him, he turns into a statue, right? And the movie starts out in the 70s, and Ice-T, he goes in there, he's got a big afro, and he pulls a big bat out of his afro. And before that, he pulls the chain off. He's like, "You Midas motherfucker. You a Midas motherfucker. Give me that chain right there, man. I'll put on my neck, motherfucker." So he puts the chain on his neck, and that wakes up the Leprechaun, you know? And then Leprechaun's like, "Hello. You have woke me from my sleep." And then Ice Cube's like, "Motherfucker." He pulls out a bat out of his afro, and he's about to fuck him up style. It's funny. Yeah, highly recommend that movie. It is stupid as fuck, but you'll be smacking your knee watching it. It's just stupid horror comedy. You know, we don't get good horror comedy that much anymore. You know, it all started with Abbott and Costello. Then we got Young Frankenstein. You know, get a little bit of Scary Movie here and there. I haven't seen the new one. I heard it wasn't that great. People were saying that Masters of the Universe was funnier. I'm like, oh fuck, really? I know they were taking jabs at woke culture, you know, but they might have been a little too late for that. Let's see here, Willie. The algorithm hates bedroom stuff. It hates hate. Oh, it hates hate. Man, could have had a better. Can't have an honest option. Yeah, it hates hate. Yeah, so I don't know. And then yeah. It was hard trying to figure it out. So what I did was the comment that I posted, I wrote it down like in my notepad, and I copied and pasted it, and I kept editing it to see what word it was, because it would literally I dropped a comment on the YouTube channel in the comment feed, and it would take it down within like 30 seconds. So I'm like, is this the creator or is it YouTube just like doing it? And sure enough, it was YouTube, because the creator read my comment and he hit like on it. So I know it wasn't him. So YouTube, I think it's because I said Amazon. I said, pick this up on Amazon. You know, it was a book I was recommending. I think they didn't like that. Cray. I feel sorry for all the people that got like really big channels, because now they need to have like 4 million views a week, or no, wait, 4 million views a month of shorts to keep their shit. Oh man, that's fucked up. That's heavy, dude. That's heavy talk. See, get your AI to give you the skinny on YouTube community guidelines, right? That's not a bad idea. Get AI to make me a sandwich too. Make me a sandwich. A little bit of smoke on here. Getting ready to go to a concert pretty soon. In a couple weeks, I'm going to go see Devil Driver. You guys ever listen to Devil Driver? The Universal Task Robot's coming. Looking forward to Devil Driver. Go check them out. Playing over at the House of Blues. That new album slaps. All right. There we go. Universal Robots. Let's see here. All right. A little puffy. No live music. Yeah, I haven't gone to a show in a long time. I know there's like 4 bands playing, so I'm going to see Devil Driver. But there's a lot of the newer metal crowd. Not new metal. Well, there might be one new metal band, but there's like 20 new genres of metal. Literally, I saw it on TikTok. I was like, blah, blah, blah. And none of them are called metal either. They want to like distance themselves from the word metal. It seems like they do not want to have metal in their name, you know. Like they're reinventing metal. Like, get the fuck out of here. This is my metal. It's like, gosh, man, you ain't gonna get anywhere more metal than metal, buddy. Yeah, so we'll check those new cats out. Hopefully, Devil Driver does a big set. It might be one of their last tours. I hope not, but the singer has a tumor in his head, so it's like I gotta go check them out, man. They're a great band. They got like 11 albums. Some songs are better than others, but they all their songs are good. There's not a lot of bands that are like that. It's like Robert E. Howard. I'm always talking about him. Some of his stories are better than others, but I haven't read a bad story by him. He's got like 300, so I got a few more to go. I haven't seen a decent show since I left the city. Are you in Australia, Willie? Are you in Australia? Because Devil Driver, they're huge there. They just came back from there. Devil Driver's freaking huge in Australia. That's like their biggest place for some reason. Yeah, they what is it? Yeah, Devil Driver's huge in Australia. That's like their biggest place. They were there with Cradle of Filth. I guess they manage them too. Him and his wife, Des. Pretty wild. They manage Cradle of Filth. Yeah. He was on the Garza podcast, so I was surprised after I'd never seen him on there, I don't think. And they had done 11 albums. And one of the Devil Driver albums is a country cover album. You got like Hank Williams III on there. You got the dude from Lamb of God in there, Randy Blythe. I'm not really into Lamb of God that much, but they got some cool bangers. Tons of people on that album. They cover a couple of Johnny Cash songs. If you guys haven't listened to Outlaws Till the End, it's a great album. Yeah. Let's see here. Omer Glitch. Steel alloy adamantium vibranium replacement. Name for metal, right? That's pretty much it, right? Nth Metal. Remember Nth Metal from DC? Deathstroke. Yeah, and then they want to make a Deathstroke Bane movie, a team-up movie. Like, what the fuck are they thinking? These guys are crazy. Gunn is goofy, bro. That fool is goofy. Goofy Gunn, man. He's a goofy Gunn. He's like that gun that Joker pulls out in the end of Batman. That's what Gunn is. He's a goofy Gunn. That big ass revolver. He's got like 2 of them. He's got 2 goofy guns in that movie. Fucking goofy. All right. Enough of the goofy. Yeah, I know Australia, they like their medals down there. That's for damn sure. Yep. Yeah, that's good. You should be proud. Should be proud of nothing wrong with that. Everyone should be proud of what they are and where they're from. All right. Bloop, 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 bloop. Almost done with this. This will probably be the last stream. Snyder movies about an hour too long. Yeah, I think with Snyder, dude, I think he can make some magic happen if he just like I don't know, the producers reel him in a little bit, and if he has a good like script or a good comic book, like look at I think Watchmen and 300 are masterpieces, you know. But that was like Alan Moore and Frank Miller, you know. I even think he improved on the ending, dude, to Alan Moore. I like the bomb more than the Lovecraftian beast, you know. You know, and then James Gunn, he did a good horror movie with his script was great for Dawn of the Dead, you know. So I think the more he kind of just there's that, and then a little bit of maybe somebody like that really loves the characters from DC kind of stepping in, you know. Like, hey, don't do that, do this, you know, maybe some of the casting kind of like, hey, maybe not Jesse Eisenberg as Luther. Let's get Billy Zane, or how about Bryan Cranston? Let's hire one of those motherfuckers. How does that sound? Like, okay. Like for Lex Luthor, like I wouldn't have hired Nicholas Hoult either. He's too. His voice is like you need someone with like a kind of baritone voice or something, you know, or at least something like that. And definitely not fucking Jesse Eisenberg. Also, Ezra Miller as the Flash. Yeah, nah, I wouldn't have cast him either. Also, the Supergirl from both movies, both bad casting. The one from the Snyder movie, she was pretty and all, but she didn't look like Supergirl with the black hair and shit. Let's see here. The Watchmen, though, the improved ending was still Alan Moore's idea. Snyder didn't come up with that. Well, with the are you talking about with the giant octopus or what from the comics, or the bomb that I'm confused. Because I know Snyder changed it to a bomb rather than that big octopus, you know. Also, Snyder added a way bunch more action in it, you know. That fucking people love Watchmen like it's a New Testament, bro. Like that fucking thing's so boring to me. Like God, such a hard read for me. I wish I hadn't watched the movie first. It really ruined it. And then that militant, like, was it 9-panel grid that David Gibbons uses? It's like fuck. It was too much. Oh, that was the original idea, huh? Then he put the squid in later. Nice. Yeah, that would have been better. Squid's kind of goofy. You got to pull it off right, you know. But I think that I don't think Snyder's coming back. I think what's going to happen, the probability is he's going to do a Dark Knight Returns movie. I think that's going to happen. He's probably going to make two movies, Dark Knight Returns. He might even squeeze a fucking trilogy out of it, to be honest. I would not doubt it if he's going to make like 3 Dark Knight Returns movies. Part 1, part 2, at least 2 of them, I guarantee you. If he comes back, I don't think he's going to come back to make the Snyderverse anymore, though. Yeah. Yeah, I'd be down with that, though. That'd be cool. They were talking about it for when they were doing the Frank Miller, that new book that he just released, the press conference or the press tour. They did like a 2-hour Q&A. You know? And like, are you gonna come back and make more movies? Like, oh, they fucked all. Like he said, the characters are all fucked up now. And then someone asked, "Oh, are you gonna do a Dark Knight Returns movie?" And he said, "As soon as they let me. As soon as they let me." See, Moore thought the bomb was too real to life, and that the alien monster was more in the vein with a comics fantasy. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm not an Alan Moore fan, to be honest with you. What the one thing I liked though that he did do is Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing and Constantine is pretty cool. But it's like, so he's a little much. He's a little much. Out of that new wave of British heavy metal, not Judas Priest, but the Vertigo line of them. I'd probably go with I actually like Garth Ennis the most out of all those motherfuckers. Garth Ennis, and then a little bit of what's his name? Grant Morrison. A little bit of Grant Morrison. He could be a little much too. He's a little much. He's a little out there. But I'll tell you, you know who I'd like more? I'll admit it, dude. I like for sure Mark Miller more. You know, he was really into those guys. Let's see here. Omer Glitch. With The Watchmen being already a dark story, so he didn't want to make it a total downer at the end. Yeah. And then he doesn't like because he's a communist, you know, he didn't like Rorschach. Got all butthurt because he's so heroic, you know. Yeah, he's a little much, dude. And then fucking, what's his name? Neil Gaiman, that guy's fucking weird. I like Garth Ennis though, man. He's just kind of more brutal. He does like the Punisher shit, and you know, his shit's over the top too, though. Don't get me wrong, and raucous as fuck. Yeah, Mark Miller. Yeah, my buddy, he got me, and he's like, "All right, check this guy out. He makes comic books for people that don't like comics, that like are into movies, you know, that you just pick it up and read it." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." I think the first book I read by Mark Miller was Superior. I think that's what it's called. It's like that Superman type character. I really dug that. I thought that was fun. Later, Willie. Take it easy, buddy. Thanks for stopping by, man. Hope you have a great night. Yeah, people hate it. He didn't like that. Yeah. I loved how Snyder put the action in the movie, bro. Like all the fight scenes, you know, really cool. And he was going to make he had plans to produce or definitely make a Flashpoint Batman. You know, that's what Jeffrey Dean Morgan said in a recent interview. Yeah, back in the day. Yeah, and then, you know, Maggie was going to be the Joker because she's Martha Wayne. So that's kind of why he signed up for it, basically, is what he was saying. You know, he's like, I don't, you know, what am I going to do with the little fucking role? Like, you know, because I think he was already coming out as Negan, you know, kind of making money. He was pretty popular at that time. Because he had already been, like, I think, in more comic book movies than any actor. I think he holds the record now. Jeffrey Dean Morgan. He has so many appearances for different characters, that is. He's in a lot. And I don't just mean Marvel and DC. He's in a lot. What is he in? He's in The Losers. He's in Jonah Hex. He's in Watchmen. He's in Batman versus Superman. He's in The Walking Dead. That's already like 5 different characters. And I know I'm missing some too. He's in a lot of stuff. He's a good actor. I think him and Javier Bardem need to make like an action movie where they're brothers, you know. That would really be cool. Why? Because they fucking look alike, and it would be cool. Why put Batista in a movie with Momoa and make them brothers kicking ass? Why? Because it actually was a good movie. It's one of the best action movies of the year. Pure fucking buddy cop, brother movie action style. Dude, I love when the Silk Spectre gets. Watch the chick was beautiful. Yeah, they did a good job with her in that one. And Robert Rodriguez, man, with 300, fuck. We had some good movies during that time, man. I think that was before Phase 1 Marvel, I think, right? There was some, yeah, it was, dude, it was. I really dug that. I like 300 a lot. Sin City was awesome. I even liked the 300 sequel. That one was really cool. Wasn't as good as the first one, but it was pretty damn cool. I mean, it's kind of is the first one. It's taking place at the same time. It's the naval battles with the Mysticles. So it's kind of like the same movie almost in a way. It's just, just what's going on in the water at that time. Let's see here. Agree, Bardeen and that other guy look like brothers just before. Green was hot in that. Yeah, they go pretty. She was pretty crazy in that movie. Yeah, they look like brothers. And they both get it. I mean, they have to, right? Like, you look like Jeffrey D. Morgan. You look like Javier Bardem. You could totally see him playing like a couple of bikers. You know what I mean? I would have it to where like they both had like the same dad, and then like the dad like got like maybe the mom pregnant and like maybe Spain, and then the other dad had like maybe Texas or something, and they're like two biker guys that kind of meet up and they find out they're brothers and they gotta go and maybe hunt down some treasure and make it like fucking swashbuckle, dude, like modern swashbuckle kind of. That'd be cool. You could totally see that. That would work. Maybe there's like a Hell's Angels group in Spain. There's like a chapter out there. That would work. It writes itself. Then they fight some demon bikers. Right? Dude. Let me write your movie for you. I'm like a grok machine. I'm like Chat GPT, dude. I'll write your shit. They were in the film together already. I can't remember what film it was, but they're already done a film. Was it really? It was probably like a rom-com or something. That's hilarious, brother. I didn't know that. Yeah, he was just doing like rom-coms forever. Yeah, he was just a big TV actor. If you see him from back in the day, he looks way different, dude. Way different. He's like a model back in the day. Jeffrey D. Morgan. Didn't even recognize him. It's just, probably drinking or something. That happens to us. A lot of us, especially the Irish ones, I guess. He's probably Irish. Sounds like an Irish guy. Well, the Supernatural was kind of like the big show that kind of got him going with the nerds, at least the genre people. He's great though. He's a great actor. He says people hate him, dude. Like I think he said somebody like some old lady was like hitting him with her purse in some country because of Negan. It's like, it's just funny. And sometimes people are, they do a good job in the movies, and you don't like them. I kind of low key want to see a Breaking Bad like sequel. I like that show. I mean, when you're watching it, you're kind of like, all right, I'm over this shit. But now that everything's said and done, it's like, yeah, I'd like to see something, Bryan Cranston's a good actor. He didn't really do anything after that. What did he play? He played like think he played like Cohagen in Total Recall with Colin Farrell. He was like Cohagen. They had a pretty good fight scene in that movie, though. Surprisingly, he would have been a good Commissioner Gordon, though, man. Commissioner Gordon or Lex Luthor. Those were the two like roles, like for sure. I would have hired him in a heartbeat. Oh, you need a Gordon that looks exactly like him from the comics, has the red hair and everything. Right there, got the mustache. Right there. That's the guy. That's Bryan Cranston. Perfect. Let's see here. I just saw that dude playing a dad in a show on Prime called Steel Point or something. I can remember the damn name of the show. Yeah. Hell yeah. It was weird seeing Negan playing a dad. Oh yeah. Well, it's just I've seen him in so many things, you know. He's just really blew up. That yeah, I think it was probably Supernatural, and I never watched Supernatural, you know. Probably Zack Snyder did, because ever since he did Watchmen, that's when he blew up. I was like, who's this guy, you know? And he's definitely my favorite character in there. Him and Rorschach. I like a comedian. You know, he was good. Yeah, City of Dead City. I know. It's just kind of hard for me to buy that. Like Maggie's still with the guy that like beat her husband's brains in. You know, like it's kind of weird. It's like a hard. I mean, I'm hearing good things about the show. Like it's badass. It's like Escape from New York with zombies, which I'm gonna watch it. You know, and they keep making seasons for it. They're on season 3. I'm like, what the fuck? That was like a one-off. But I mean, hey, if it's making dollars and it's making sense, don't stop, dude. Milk that shit. You know. I mean, and let's face it, Negan's the most popular kind of like the character, you know, that everyone likes. He's like the Skeletor, the Joker of that universe, right? So he's gonna outshine Rick, and you know, it's his redemption arc, but he's still that asshole who killed her husband. Yeah, but it's just still hard, especially with I mean, it's still like in the apocalypse, so it's kind of like, how does she? The only way I could see it is if you do a few seasons and at the end she finally gets him and then she takes him out. Like, haha, sucker! I wanted to just play you, and now I wanted to get that sweet revenge, you know. And he'd be like, "Whoo, wow, you're even sicker than I thought you were. You're sicker than me. Gotta respect that. Gotta respect talent." And then maybe she like, you know. I could. That's how I would end the show. I would have her taking him out at the end, you know, like in some way. Try to come up with a real like snazzy way of ending it, but it'd be her murking him off at the end. Yeah. Yeah, and speaking of redemption, he wants to make a Red Dead Redemption movie, and who else wants to? And also, I believe him and also what's his name? Carl Urban. They both want to do that. You know? But like I could see him trying to redeem himself, like for himself, you know, like he thinks he's doing good, so he's going around doing shit, but you know, that's without spoilers, that's kind of how that movie A Death of Robin Hood is. That's the same exact shit, you know. Something like that kind of happens in there. Yeah, that movie was a big letdown, bro. That was one of the biggest letdowns I can remember in recent memory. Someone on YouTube, man, a pretty big artist, was like, "Yeah, this was a great movie." I'm like, "Bro, did you watch the same movie?" Like, I just, yeah, fuck, I couldn't. Yeah, it's like, oh god, it was a snore fest. Like, I'll tell you right now, literally all the action is in the first 20 minutes of that movie, and then there's no more action after that. There is some brutal action in there, you know, some brutal battle, but there's no more action in it for like 2 hours, bro. The movie's like, I think for an hour and 40 minutes, it's 2 hours, an hour and 40 minutes. There's no action. It's just him kind of limping around. It's fucking boring as fuck. It's like A24. So what? So what? You guys lost their quality A24. See, Omer Glitch, it doesn't matter what he thinks or acts like in the show towards the redemption. Maggie has to get him in the end. Yeah, she has to get him in the end. Yeah, exactly. I just watched The Death of Robin and it sucked. I fell asleep through it. Yeah, I didn't want to say nothing, dude. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do a review of this, like all like ready to do a review. And then it just sucked so bad that I was like, I don't know what to say. Like, I can't review this. I mean, people know that watch my show. I don't review things that suck, that I think suck. I'm not going to waste my time. You know? And if I review it, it's like a read through. Because I read some of the shit and then I preview it and whatnot, you know? It's almost not even a fucking review because I don't really talk about it, but I do tell you I'm going to give some horns up. A review is just almost like a fucking critique. You know, you go in there with a microscope and you fuck it up, you know? I could do that, but I don't like reviewing art, man. I think it's just the art in me, you know? And everyone's going to have their own. I don't want to, you know, I try not to do that. To me, film and things and comics are art, so I don't, you know, but sometimes I do, I guess. And I couldn't recommend it, and I felt bad too. So it looked really good, you know. I was following the movie on social media and everything. I like Hugh Jackman, the dude's awesome. It was giving fucking off Logan vibes, you know. I thought he was gonna be kicking all kinds of ass, dude. Right? If I start reviewing stuff and I tell people how I feel like about things I don't like, then you'll know I've turned the corner, you know. Like, oh shit, Batt Murk's fucking he's done. He's not the same anymore. That's like that'll be like the over it years, you know. I don't give a fuck. You want the review? I'll gladly give you the fucking review. Yep. I probably will start doing that pretty soon, though. I'm almost like at that point, to be honest with you. You know, but I really don't care. I'm almost there. I do kind of critique some shit, but just not that much. I don't like to, but I do sometimes. Very rarely. I would say about 98% of the time I don't critique. I just kind of review and talk about things I like. But every now and then I'll do a couple jabby, stabby. You know, it'll sneak out. Films are made by committee, so fuck them. Yeah, no, I know, right? Yeah, the film was shot well, but damn, it was a crawl. Yeah. That first part was pretty good. He was a mean motherfucker, right? It gets you going and then just kind of dive bombs. Yeah. Well, especially if you're reviewing books, like even, you know, even in like, especially in our space, you know, like indie comics, you know, and it's just some fucking sad motherfucker like me out there trying to make a comic or story, you know. And how is me like critiquing his book gonna help him sell any books, you know? And you know the motherfucker is a starving artist like me. How am I helping him? And what if someone else likes the shit, dude? You know, and I have weird tastes, you know. I'd say about 60 or 2/3% of the shit that I like, other people aren't gonna like, you know. So that's always weighing on my psyche when I'm talking about something. You know, it's a little easier if it's a mainstream thing, but still on that, like it's still they're only like one paycheck away from us. You know, even the mainstream guys, dude, they're not making no fucking money either, hardly. And you know, if they are, they're hustling, they're drawing, they're probably working like 17-hour days, drawing shit. Unless it's like Capullo or fucking Liefeld or Lee. Yes, for sure. I wouldn't give a negative review on indie stuff because it was not made by committee. Exact. See, that's the perfect way of putting it. I never thought of it like that. It's a brilliant way to put it. So if anything, I'm trying to boost it up, dude. I'm about building a community, so there's that. But yeah, I have done some things though that I do that I feel passionate about, where I'll say something kind of negative. Like that when they put Hellboy out, that new movie, when they put it on fucking video on demand, that shit pissed me off. They didn't, yeah, they didn't even like put it in the movie theater, and that was a good movie too. I was fucking mad. Yeah, it's just kind of, I don't know, because in a way, it's almost like I'm like recommending it, but people don't. What do I title the video? A recommend. I'm recommending this. It's like more of a review, or I'm previewing it. Here are my thoughts. Right, mainstream comics don't make much money for artists and writers. It's rough. Yeah, yeah. Well, just the arts in general are more of like liberal leaning. Music, movies, theater, comics. It's always been that way. It'll always be that way. Not everybody could be Chuck Dixon and Mike Barron. All right. See, creator spotlight is what I like to call it when I'm doing that type of stuff. Yeah, I haven't done it in a while, dude. I've got a ton of indie books too. I got to read them and review them, and they usually take longer too. A lot of because usually when you're picking up an indie book, it's usually like 3 comic books combined, so it's it's longer. It's almost like another thing too. Like when you're reviewing that, it kind of falls into the evergreen category. It could. You probably won't get as much views, but it'll definitely fall into an evergreen category because it's an independent book that a lot of people haven't seen. It's hard to get, And then the book's going to take longer to read. So if it's going to take me like an hour to read it, I want to review it right after. So that's 2 hours, out of the day. I like to review things right after I watch it or review it or listen to it. That way it's fresh in my brain. I always got so many things going on in my head, so. Always things moving quick. Staying busy. Let me try this out. See, did you read my comment on how it took me 10 years to read Watchmen all the way through? No, dude. was that you're gonna be like titling that I'm gonna need to be pulling out my watch, man. That was a dad joke, by the way. It wasn't obvious enough. Stupid dad joke. I apologize. I ain't stupid. I'm just stupid. Remember that? What was that Jim Carrey? When he was doing Vanilla Ice. I ain't stupid. I'm just stupid. I ain't stupid. There we go. Boy, it's hot over here. I had the Watchmen graphic novel for years, but could never get past the first 3 issues. Yeah, it's kind of kind of a slog for some people, Yeah, takes a minute. Does take a minute. Ain't gonna lie. Slogman. You gotta be careful though around here. You talking like that, some people fucking lose their shit, dude. Dude, the Dave Gibbons 9-panel grid slowed everything down. It was a chore, but once you get past the first 4 issues, start finally moving, and it's really good on the Watchmen. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And it's you got to respect the determination. I also skipped all the pirate shit. Yeah, the Dawn Treader, Black Treader, some shit. After that, I went back on and read it all. Yeah, I think it in the extended version. I think Gerard Butler does the voice on there. I think. Yeah. I never watched it all the way, the extended version either. Just watched the regular version. RMT. Yarp. The film was great, and I've watched both versions. Oh, nice. So you're going to that convention coming up, aren't you? You guys are taking a road trip? I think I saw a post somewhere you're talking about that. I think it's you and Tank and Apex, I think. I will say that after reading it all, I did have a greater appreciation for Dave Gibbons and his artwork. Oh yeah, Dave Gibbons is a beast. He's a nice guy too. I remember the first year I went to Comic-Con, dude. Saw a big line for some actor. Forgot who it was, and then you had Bruce Timm, Dave Gibbons, and then someone else I forgot, a pretty big artist. They were all just chilling off to the side. No one's even there meeting them. Dave Gibbons was literally eating a sandwich. What the fuck? Crazy. Bruce Timm's, dude, I love his artwork, man. His just his regular stuff, dude. So cool. Okay, you're taking a road trip. Nice. That sounds like fun, dude. That sounds like an adventure, sounds like a movie, Sounds like a movie, taking the trip up there. I call it going on the adventures and stuff. Something Fanboys and Ready to Rumble, a little bit of Scooby-Doo thrown in. A little bit of Detroit Rock City, a little bit of Harold and Kumar. Are you really? Yeah, you should, dude. It would be kind of it would be a waste of an opportunity. You could put it on your YouTube channel. You can meet everybody. Make sure you got like a couple of cell phones if you can. Have them both charged up, couple cameras, all that shit. So I know that they've been trying to make that campaign what is it, con. They've been trying to set that con up for like almost 10 years now. Something like that. That was always the goal back in the day, was to get that con going. Took forever. I remember when it was just whispers in the dark. But they finally got their shit together. Yeah, an adventure, dude, exactly. You guys could have a good old time. That's what I want to do with that Howard con, dude. For me, that'd be an adventure. That'd be like $1,000 for me to go. I mean, I could go and come back empty-handed with I could go for like $800 probably, but the drive would be like 19 hours if I went full stop. Didn't stop. Didn't get a hotel and just drove straight there. Then got a hotel there for like 2 nights. Drove back. That'd be a lot of money. Actually, no, I wouldn't. I would have to fly out there, get a rent a car, drive back, fly back home. That would be the cheapest way to do it. It would cost more in gas for me to drive there probably. I'm gonna do it though one of these years. You should do that shit. Howard days. I've been listening to a bunch of Howard horror and westerns right now. Trying to find those as much as I can. Trying to get a bunch of work done this month. It would be cool to be a part of it. I just hope people get over things and just move on and make more about just any comment. Yeah, it's pretty easy, you know. That's what the whole idea behind Crisis on Independent Earths. I know there's a little bit of that. That's like a little bit of the thing, you know, just kind of, making YouTube indie comics kind of just make it more about comics and less drama, you know. It's what's supposed to be, you know. No clubs, just comics. That's the t-shirt pretty much. No clubs, no cults, just comics. You know. See, if you fly out there, I'll pick you up. So you can save money by not having to get a rental car. In Dallas? That's where I'd be landing. I'd be landing in Dallas. And then it's a 2-hour drive from Dallas. It's out in Cross Plains. That'd be next June. June? Yeah, next June, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. June. Yeah, June. Every June for the past, I think, 40 years. They've been rocking and rolling. Yeah. No clubs, no cults. Just comics. But a community, communities are cool. You can have little communities. That's fine. Got those all over Facebook and shit. Yeah. Ideology. Go look a little meaner like that. I think the economy and money, food and gas is hurting everyone's wallet. Oh, for sure. For sure. That's the main catalyst. Yeah. It's that, and then people don't have money to basically wait for a book for too long, you know? They kind of need it done pretty soon, you know? And there's a lot of books out there, obviously, that haven't been fulfilled all over the place. Big guys, little guys, you know? It's 4 hours, huh? You know, but because it's like Kickstarter's doing really good. You know, they're selling a shit ton of books, bro. They're making millions over there, you know? But the thing is, they know a lot of those people on Kickstarter, they're on there all the time. They're always putting books out. So they're always, you know, the moment you fulfill like one book on Kickstarter, your fucking rep goes up, dude. Then again and again and again. And they look at your shit. They know when it says it on there, like if you fulfilled or how many campaigns. And the moment you don't fulfill, you're fucked. So that's why Kickstarter is doing so good. You know, they make tons of money. So like the crowdfunding market's doing fine over on Kickstarter, dog. You know, it's just I can't say it is or isn't. The proof is in the pudding. The numbers are there. They don't lie. You know, and if you're not going to fulfill your campaign on Kickstarter, you're fucked. So that's how I know. But like the whole like, you know, the YouTube fucking little spaces and clicks and whatnot, those cats like don't fulfill their books on time or indefinitely, then yeah, that's gonna hurt the little cottage industries out here, little communities and shit. People should really have 50 to 90% of their comics done before putting up on a campaign. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the old model, like back in the day, you know. I mean, kind of in some ways, sort of, I guess. But it's almost like now they want it like 99% done, dude. On a Kickstarter, you almost have to have your shit done already, you know. And I mean, it's called Kickstarter, it's crowdfunding, but it's really not, you know. You gotta like, how do I put it, man? Like, it's like a mail order. Like you gotta. It's like a mail order service because, dude, you can't realistically make a comic without having people fund it for you. You know. You know, unless you're just the artist and writer, and most of the time it's not that. You know, so you actually need money to fund the comic. That's why, you know. But the thing is, Kickstarter, when there's so many comics that have been on there and that have been funded, and all these people have reputations, those people now have to come in and have their shit done already. You know, they kind of, in some ways, they've kind of made this industry and they've kind of fucked it up for newbie guys that come in and they don't have funding for it. If you don't understand what I'm saying, you know. So it kind of sucks. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's crowdfunding, but at this point, I don't really consider like all of Kickstarter really that type of crowdfunding anymore. It's a mail order service because the reputation, the standard on Kickstarter is you got to kind of have your shit done already, you know, which is fucked up. Sucks for new people coming in that need the help, that need that financial crowd to fund it, you know. You should call it, you know, basically, you know, I don't know, mail order starter, you know. Let's get that mail order started, you know. That would kind of be what it is, you know, or something like that. The only problem is, you know, the people that make comics that come in new, they need to kind of know what's expected of them, you know. And that, hey, dude, you know, you're probably gonna wreck your fucking career, whether it be a hobbyist or a passion or whatever the fuck you're doing. If you're a weekend warrior comic book maker, you're probably gonna ruin your career if you do not fund your book or fulfill your book on time. You know, if it takes you forever. But I would say most people will be pretty lenient. Like, I know, I mean, I don't count, but I think some people would probably, in the past, would probably give you a second chance. But if you're late, like like all the time, like egregiously, it's like, you know, like for me, like now I wait for books to come out on until that people sell them on their stores. Very rarely do I back a book anymore. That's like, you know, unless it's the homie's book or something like that, then I'll back it on right there, you know. But a lot of time, dude. Or if I know that it's not going to be in the store, then yeah, I'll back it. Yeah. So I guess there's a lot of books I'll still back, but most of the time, if I know the creator is going to have it on a web store, I'm not even going to back it. I'll just buy it on their store, which is kind of a dick move, but it is what it is. Well, crowdfunding should be for everyone. And they tell you it's all taking a chance, but if you really want to build your audience, you have to fulfill. Plain and simple. Yeah, you do, man. You do. You got to have a game plan, you know. You got to have a game plan. Oh, and your art gallery looks pretty good, dude. I've already seen the books are getting printed now. Hellwar's getting printed. I got some updates coming in a few days for it. I've already seen a video. It looks beautiful. Yeah. Got the art gallery. Omer got a full page with 2 of his art pieces. So looks pretty dope, dude. Looking forward to that. Should be getting a palette pretty soon. Coming in. Some big boys. I think taking a year is fine, but if it's a 24-page comic, forget it. A 48-page should also be able to be completed within a year. Yeah, I agree. It takes me to do like, fuck, that's hard though. I ain't gonna lie, it is hard. 48 pager for me, it's hard, bro. It's hard. Like I did 1 page, a pencil and inks. It took me about how long? Maybe 5 or 6 days to pencil and ink a page. Because I wrote the story, like I wrote a 5-pager for that Crisis on Infinite Earths. Yeah, that's good. But yeah, you're in. I'm like, fuck yeah, okay. And I just started drawing it right off the bat. So it took me like 5 or 6 days to do the whole page pencil and inks. So that's still hard though, dude, because you got 52 weeks in a year, 48 pages, but then that's pencil and inks, and then the word balloons take a minute too, you know. The word balloons probably take me about a month, bro. Like realistically, maybe less. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Born Sloppy. I appreciate that. Yeah, I can't wait for you to get the book either, man. Yeah. I think your stuff came out good. I'm fingers crossed. You know, I've been blessed with everyone funding it. Blessed with you doing the art and all the other boys doing their pieces and Sab for hooking it up. So I'm just hoping everything comes here safe. I've been making room in my garage for that, and I'll have some product to take to conventions and stuff. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, and I want to get this thing done for Infinite Earth, so I'm trying to get this done in a month. So yeah, I mean 40 pages. I mean, at this rate, I mean, yeah. Yeah, 48 pages in a year. I mean, 48 pages in a year, if you really stick to it, you could do it. You could totally fucking do it. Like, I know I could do it if I didn't do draw streams like this. Thing is, though, I'd go nuts. But I have to just kind of change the work ethic, you know. But yeah, I guess it's doable. It's doable. 48 pages a year. It's doable. Yeah, and I heard some people are putting in some pitches for that, and some are getting rejected. And I was like, yeah, I don't know if I might get rejected, but then like, yeah, you know what? I'll give it a shot. I was like, I'm just gonna tell the story that like I want to hear. And if you don't like it, you know, like there could be something I could use later. I said, give me a day or 2 tops. I'll get back to you with a pitch. He's like, okay. And then I like came up with an idea right there, and I just fucking wrote it. And I sent it over to him, and he's like, yep, that'll work. I'm like, all right, cool. So we'll see how that turns out. Hopefully it comes out good. It's going to be in black and white, too. I told him all my works now is in black and white. I don't do it in color. Most of the stuff's gonna be in color, but I do black and white and tones now. So I'm yeah, I just like black and white right now. Let's see here. You just have to get it done. Some pages will take you a day or two, and some pages will take you a week. So it just depends. Some panels will take you a fucking week. You know, there might be one panel that's just fucking you up on that page, dude, and that panel is important, and it might not even be like, yeah, I guess, yeah, it would be important, I guess. Not too important, but you got to kind of mentally get through that panel to get through the rest of the page, or that one panel it's just kind of needs to click with everything, you know. But I told him, you know, he's like, I really want all the comics to be really represent the book that's coming out. And I told him, well, like, you know, a lot of the art I'm doing now, it's all black and white, man. That's my style now. And if I put out Butch Cleaver, it's gonna be in black and white. And I've had a lot of people tell me, like, dude, put out Butch Cleaver in black and white. Like, the third issue should be black and white. Even my wife's telling me that, you know. She's like, it looks good. So I'm like, okay. I mean, it's not good to do that, you know. Don't ask your family members for shit. But I mean, if your friends are telling you that, and then the wife's telling you that, you know, sometimes you have to hammer out shit to get to the good stuff. Yeah. The same thing with writing, you know. That's what Mike Barron says, you know. You gotta unplug all that shit from your head, you know. And sometimes you just gotta draw a hand like 500 times, you know. Sometimes you gotta keep drawing like anatomy a bunch of times. Just kind of going through the perspectives and, you know, the 2 points and the 3 points, you know, fucking with shadows and tones and perspectives and stuff and all that good stuff. I really like writing though, man. I just don't really do it too much. It was fun. I wrote it like a little prose, this little 5-pager. Fake it all, right? Well, you got to start somewhere, dude, you know? Some people would start off and they're just like naturals. Like, what's his name? A bunch of people are like that, but most people aren't. You know, they just kind of come in, you know, just their, natural talent, dude, you know. Natural talent. Let's see here. I wanted to do a little something. Yeah. Do a little bit of this right here. Yeah, I write a little bit. Yeah, I actually like writing. I never thought I'd say that. You know, I'm starting to like it more though. The one thing, you know, what I hate the most about writing now is having to go back and read everything. I don't like that. I don't like that. And there's I guess there's a lot of writers that are like that. You know, they don't want to go back and reread the whole story. They kind of want to just keep moving. You know. But you got to go back and, you know, reread it, see if it sounds good. You know, I actually don't want people to be bored when they're reading my work. You know, I want them to be like punching the air while they're reading it. You know, if there's no pictures, you know, I gotta make the action. Yeah, to be really good, it's, you know, you got to be like pretty talented, I guess, to be really good. And it takes time, dude. Writing takes, you know, forever. Yeah, rewriting, yeah, 100%. But I could see myself, you know, just writing stuff, dude. Being a writer, writing some prose and stuff. Maybe in some time, practice doing it. It's fun. Everything, you know, all the good comics come, I think, from a good script too, dude, you know. You got to rewrite it too, you know. Nothing ever sounds good when you go back and reread it, you know. Sounds like shit. Oh, damn. Oh, I left that in there. What the fuck? For me, the art and writing go together, and at the same time I found that I have to do both together to get anywhere with a story. For me, gotta get some spatter on there, right? Yeah, I'll definitely get a little, probably a little right here. Almost done with that. A little more down here too. This in the water. Smoke on the water. Boom, boom, boom. Copyright strike. You can't even like sing a song. Then your shit gets copywritten strike. Whatever the fuck. Copyright strike. Yeah. I'm saying it backwards like Yoda. Begun a Clone War has. Do your guns. Going down to old Mexico. You're going down to old Mexico. It's Arkansas Dave Rudabaugh. And Chavez. I'll make you famous. Sorry, guys. Trying to get that just right. Pat Garrett. Make you famous. Saw Dave Rudabah. This shit's drying out, bro. Go. Smoke on the water. I get that paint, dude. All right. Here's a little bit of finger paints. You know, like in the kindergarten. There we go. See? Be right back. I'll go wash my hands real quick. Finger paints. I'll be right back. Freaking hot. Can't wait till you start painting. Oh yeah, me too, man. So hot over here, man. I had to shave my head today. It's getting pretty crazy. It's getting long, dude. I had to shave it again. Almost no clipped it. Had to do it on number 1. Ugh. I was gonna try to grow out a winter coat, but I don't think the winter's gonna get here till the Christmas tree does. Summers are longer nowadays, and they start longer too. This doggone Dr. Martin's lid. There we go. All right, now we got a little bit of fog on the water, a little bit of smoke on the water. Oh, hell yeah, 12 likes. You guys are awesome. Awesome sauce. Awesome possum. Yeah, I'm just dripping sweat right now. I know you guys got to crank on the AC in the morning. What I do is if I'm here, man, I'll straight up open all the windows, you know. Got to crank. Open all the windows. Let's try this out real quick. Yeah, that ain't working. early in the morning. I know you guys got to start cranking your AC in Texas like early in the morning, right? Super early. A little bit of Spatterworth. I think I'm gonna go watch some Dark Winds right now. That show, I don't know if you guys have heard of Dark Winds. Yeah. I keep falling asleep though, man. Every time I put it on, I fall right asleep. Sucks. I can't watch anything. That new Reacher just dropped too. New Jack Reacher. Yeah. Guess there's a lot of action. That last season was pretty good. Had that big Dutch dude fighting Reacher. Last episode was pretty funny. Yep. Yeah, I like Reacher. I didn't like season 2 that much. The shit was kind of boring. I think it's better with less people, you know. Some characters are just better without a team, you know. Like I'm not really into I like the broken ones, the loners, you know. Yeah. The broken ones. Smoke on the water. Let's see. New Asian chick, huh? I might have to watch that tonight. I'm trying to just do this thing where I watch one show and then I watch a movie too at the same time. Like I'll watch a show episode, then I watch a movie, then I watch an episode. That way I can watch more movies and kind of get through TV shows, you know. I'm gonna do a little signature right here. I'm gonna do a small one. Do a little gangster lean too. Tiny. In the marshes. Well, I think that's that with this one. Season 3 of Silo, huh? That's cool. I want to watch Steel Dawn, that one with Patrick Swayze. I think it's kind of like a Mad Max movie. It's supposed to be dropping on Tubi again. That, and there's a bunch of other shit I have on my pull list. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff. I got some Netflix things, some stuff on Prime. I think there's some stuff on Disney, Hulu. Bunch of random cool movies on Hulu for some reason. Yeah, and then Tubi, I got to make a membership as well. I need to start loading up Tubi. Oh, thanks, dude. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. I got to come up with a good Conan idea. They're gonna make a Conan pinup competition, brother. You should the winner gets printed in the book. So, in one of the sword and sorcery Savage Sword of Conan. Yeah, they haven't dropped they announced it at Comic-Con, but they haven't dropped the details yet. So, I got one Conan piece that I probably submit to him, but I'm gonna make a new one. So, yeah. Probably going to just pick something from one of the stories, maybe. Yeah, you should be all up in that, though, bro. Yeah, definitely. because you never know who they're gonna pick, dog. You know what I'm saying? You just never know. You know, nowadays they hire people for the most part, if you're recognized, you know what I mean? Like if you've done covers already, all you really need to do is get on one kind of B-list cover for Marvel, and then you can get on a lot of covers, bro. I mean, obviously you got to be a good artist, but like some artists aren't, in my opinion, aren't that great, and they're on covers. But they got recognition, bro. Like they've gotten work, so they can get continual work after that, you know. But with the Conan guys, they just seems like they like to have a lot of variety, you know. So yeah. I've had my talks about the whole variant industry, you know. A lot of money for artists to make in there. I'm down for it too, man. I'm totally down to draw variant covers. That should be fun. As long as the character's cool. As long as it's a cool character. Give a fuck. Yeah, we're gonna need you to draw Ghost Rider or something. Or Spider-Man. Yeah, fuck yeah, I'll do Spider-Man cover. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Conan would be, though. That'd be fun. You know. Just got to kind of know a store, too. That's another thing, right? Get in with the store. That's a badass card, man. Got the OG art. That one image right there, man, is what sealed the deal with Conan. Can you imagine that? Well, I think I'm probably going to get going. I think I'm going to end up watching some Dark Winds. That show's not that great, but it's okay. You know? It's not that great, but it's okay. It's original. That's why I like it. It's a lot like Longmire. I like Longmire. I like it's definitely a gothic western for sure. Could be way more gothic and scarier though. I like it's in the 70s though. It's kind of dope. But yeah, I think I'm gonna get going, guys. That's it right there. I don't think I'm gonna add anything else to it, but that's Skulls and the Stars with our boy Solomon Kane. Yeah, you too, brother. We gotta stream it up pretty soon. I have to do it. I have to dip in there. Yep. And thanks everybody for hitting the like. I appreciate it. Don't know when I'm going to be streaming next. Maybe tomorrow night. We might be doing some Conan or some Hell War sketch cards. I got to do a bunch of sketch cards tomorrow night. Maybe late tomorrow night. Maybe a late night stream possibly. I'm not sure, but yeah, I appreciate you guys stopping in and hitting the like. That's cool, you guys. And yeah, you guys have a great week. Happy Metal Monday. Always remember to be bold, be brave, roll the bones to know you roll. And if the artist isn't starving, then the artist isn't hungry. But I don't mind winning the lottery either. Have a good one, guys.